I just want to know, where did we get lost in the translation? Where did the translation of big dick equaling good dick? No, not at all. They're not one and the same. Half of the time, they shouldn't even be in the same sentence with each other. Because you can have good dick and not have a big dick. You can have a big dick but not be a good person. Good dick, big dick. Two different variables completely. Let's get that understood. Please.
Them bitches be salty, cause all they boyfriends want me. Them bitches be salty, cause all they boyfriends want me.
If some of you guys are new to my channel, and you're probably wondering, who is this ratchet bitch here? My name is Foxxjazell Jackson, and I'm a content creator, creative director, entertainer, courier, part-time Tatiana. Let's see, I have so many goddamn titles. So, if you found yourself here, you found yourself in the right place. So, like I said, if this is your first time trying to get in the habit of doing this, please grab that, hit that subscribe button so you can stay tuned to all of my notifications, all of my uploads and things of that nature, okay? So, I apologize again for the last upload for some of my regulars that have come here and that had to wait like 2-3 weeks or so. I've had a lot of things going on, taking on some new income and things of that nature. So, that gets started. Let me second on this watermelon bomb pop, okay? And before anyone thinks anything, I have an explanation for this whole scenario here. Because people tend to think that whenever I pull out a popsicle or a lollipop, it is to use it in a sexual manner. No. Quite the contrary. It is literally 90 degrees outside right now. And I just finished a workout with my personal trainer. You remember my personal trainer.
You hear me?
Okay.
This is gonna be great for you.
Oh, God.
Let's go, baby. Good shit. Yep. We're gonna be on those two. Then, how you cross your legs.
Okay.
Don't bend no more. We don't bend.
Okay.
Straight. Good shit. Good shit. Good work. That's how you get it, baby. That's how you're supposed to feel after too. Yes.
I feel like I just did a whole fucking workout.
Boom. Other leg, 1 second.
Don't you think that's a little advanced for?
No, I'm saying when we involve. To our
Oh.
greatness is gonna be 3 sets. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I can barely get through one set.
You can better.
Okay. And yes, I am training for the LA Marathon. Yes. And I know you're probably saying to yourself, well, bitch, you train for the LA Marathon every single year with him and you never go through with it. Honey, that is not important. What is important is progress, making the attempt. If I chicken out every single year around the LA Marathon time, then hey, that is my prerogative. At least I'm taking the initiative, okay? And just a friendly disclaimer, because I know it's coming. I go through this every year with you hoes. My personal trainer, Carlos, is booked. He is not taking any new clients right now. So you can stop trying to text me or trying to contact me to get his contact info. He's a very professional, professional trainer. And he is booked right now. You know, I have other personal trainers that you guys can, you know, see and book. Half of you hoes probably can't even afford 1 hour with him. Nonetheless, a whole session. Anyways, yeah. Please stop messaging me about Carlos. He is booked. He is not taking on any new clients. And if he does take on some new clients, then I will be sure to let you hoes know. And trust and believe, I will probably be asking for a finder's fee, a referral fee for me referring him to you. All right? I'll let you guys know. But don't hold your breath. All right, something new I'm going to start doing. And this is me really making the initiative to be, you know, inclusive throughout my community. When I say my community, I mean the community on this channel. Because I want to keep the conversation going, and I don't want to just only be the only one having the conversation. Okay, so if you guys have any suggestions or, you know, any old videos of mine that's on another platform that you want to see, please leave it in the comments. You know, I read everything. So I will be getting to that. I'm going to go through my archive. Now, one of my subscribers, I can't even just call her just a subscriber. She's actually a really cool girl, acquaintance of mine, and a Facebook friend, you know, that I've had lots of conversations with. Her name is Crystal Wilson. Shout out to Crystal Wilson from Louisiana, New Orleans, I believe. I think you're from New Orleans, or are you from Baton Rouge? From one of those. But she's where the niggas get really gully, honey. I heard it gets like that in New Orleans. Okay, so aside from that, she had asked a question in one of her comments on my last video, which was men are becoming more feminine, women are becoming more masculine. And I promised that I was going to get to that because this really inspired me to do this video right here. Okay, so this is what Crystal had said. Fox, oh my God, now my eyesight's gonna start fucking up. Fox, you know I've been following you for years. We had many conversations together. I truly identify with everything you add to this video, and for all these trans women and cis women all across the country and different races, we sure do have a lot in common when it comes to these men. Yes, we do, girl. It leads me to believe that it is more fuckboys than actual genuine good men. And you're so right, I'm the biggest size queen, but unfortunately size doesn't matter the older I get. I'm slowly starting to realize that and question. So what kind of people are gonna getting good, long, passionate dick sessions? Is that only for long-term relationships where raw sex is the case, and if the climax is fast, he can just go right back for round 2? Laugh out loud. Because I never experienced that with none of my casual hookups. Okay, first of all, I want to say, Crystal, kudos to you for being this vulnerable. To being this vulnerable, to really, put it out there. Okay, and you had asked a series of questions, so I'm going to address each one individually. Okay, so I'm going to start with the easiest first. You had inquired, you said, what kind of people are getting good, long, passionate dick sessions? Honey, the people that are getting these good, long, passionate dick sessions are you, me, this girl over here, that girl over there. Let me explain something to you girls, okay? And this is why I felt the need to do this video. Because this is a deeper conversation. Because I'm even started to realize this myself. That so many times people tend to constitute good dick with big dick. They're not one and the same. Not at all. Not even. And it's taken me a long time to get to this part of me, because I will say when I was in Brooklyn, with all those Jamaicans and Haitians and Trinidadian, honey, baby, size queen. I'm a size queen, honey.
Yeah.
I love me some BBC.
I like
honey.
the ocean of the motion, but
Oh, fuck that shit, honey. Not only was I a size queen, but yeah, it was kind of like an unsaid thing that you kind of, bitch, if you weren't a size queen, you will become a size queen living in Brooklyn, because it's just, it's like the meatpacking district. Anyways, getting back to what I was saying. Long, passionate dick sessions. Okay. These long, passionate dick sessions, I will say they're not really reserved for people in relationships. I mean, anyone can get them. And my experiences, I have noticed that I get to tend to have the best sex with people, with guys that are out of town. This goes for like mostly every city I've lived in, Funny story. When I was living in New York, and I would come back to California for my little sexcations. I would come back to California, and I would do little, I would want to get a breather away from the busyness of New York. Honey, I would have the best time of my life, seeing guys that, that lived here in LA, and they would give me a great time. We would go to parties, and it was just great. Interesting. Vice versa, when I would go back to when I moved out here to LA, and I so often fly back to New York, and mostly when I fly back to New York, it's usually on some business tip. But when I have gone back and I've had a little time for leisure in my little Airbnb, it's very exciting, because I link up with guys that, that live out there in New York, and I link up with some of my regular guys that I used to see when I lived there. Okay, here's one thing I will explain about that. There's an excitement. There is a excitement that people feel with being with someone not only brand new, but being with someone that they know that they don't have to make a big commitment to. Meaning that if you're traveling out of town or whatever, honey, people are going to be more likely to hook up with you, at least from a guy standpoint of view, from what I experienced. Because, he knows that if he gives you that good dick, honey, he doesn't have to worry about you coming back for seconds and thirds and, hounding him and trying to, figure out exactly what his schedule is and how you can fit yourself into it. So I've heard. This is stuff I've heard. But, yeah, I think that explains that, because it's funny, because when I moved out here to LA, those same guys that I have seen when I lived in New York, it isn't the same. For one thing, a majority of them I don't see. One of the guys that I've known for a long time, you know, he has this funny thing about calling me, wanting to link up when he's out of town. You know, like, fuck. Like, you're calling me when you're in Vegas, like, hoping that, ironically, I would be in Vegas by the time. No. So, yeah. When it comes to long, passionate dick sessions, let me break it down even more. You know, the sad truth of the matter is that a lot of guys, they have shit stamina. Just Google what the average male stamina is. Go ahead, do it. You know what? I'll do it for you. All right, people, here we go. I decided not to make this bias, so I decided to just do a Google search, an authentic Google search. And here's what we have. Stamina can mean many things, but when it comes to sex, often refers to how long you can last in bed. For males, the average time between the sheets is anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes. 2 to 5 minutes. For females, is a bit longer, about 20 minutes before reaching the big O. Pathetic, isn't it? So now you have Google that supports their lacklusterness when it comes to sex. My theory is that when most guys are not in a relationship, they don't have that obligation to please you. I've noticed another thing too. Millennial men, and I have to say this too, millennial men, they have less of a need to please you because, you know, it used to be like guys would give you those long sessions because he doesn't want to ruin his reputation or so. Child, please. These niggas will lie and tell you whatever, however, that they last for hours and hours and hours. Honey, he gets over 60 seconds later, honey, he's out the door. Because he just doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck. So that's just the truth of the matter. You know, a lot of these guys don't have obligations. They don't have a need to last long. Now here's where I'm gonna fuck a lot of people's minds up. Okay. Now I want to give another disclaimer. Before I really get into what I'm about to say, I want to really emphasize that this is not a initiative or a plan for me to persuade someone into prostitution or anything, because this is really not what this is all about. This is really just calling it like I see it. I've noticed that when there's no incentive on the line, nothing that's going to benefit the guy or that he's having to invest into, he's going to give you a lackluster sex. Meaning, that is why I encourage a lot of girls, please get something out of the experience. Ask him to stop you and get you something from 7-Eleven, Jack in the Box, McDonald's, whatever. Bitch, just ask outright for a coin. Are you bringing me something? You know, because of the fact that it has been proven time and time again, not only with men, but with people, period. We value things that we invest into. Investing money, investing time. Now, the reason I say that just time alone doesn't give a guy enough initiative or incentive to really put his best foot forward when it comes to pleasing a woman, it's because of the fact that a lot of them have nothing but time. You know, they don't have jobs or whatever, and, you know, they don't value time. But I'll rephrase it. People that invest things that they value, they will usually put more of an effort into it. And I've noticed this, like, with guys that have taken me out to dinner, you know, guys that have just outright paid, you know, and I know a lot of my working girls that are in the comments can really feel this. But have you ever noticed that when a guy does pay for it, you know, you get the complete opposite of what you get in your personal life. Like, you're trying to hurry up and make this motherfucker come. He's like, oh, no, I don't want to come yet. I don't want to come. And it's like, magically, you know, there's even been guys, and it's mostly with black guys, there's even guys that I have dealt with in the past that they don't come at all. You know, it's just like, you could be... And he is not coming. And I say to myself, like, you motherfucker, you're really just trying to get... You're trying to get your value for that dollar. You know, and 9 times out of 10, I'm right. Because, you know, most black guys, you know, if they're going to spend $100 on you, honey, they're going to want to stay for that whole hour, bitch. I don't think you're going to just get that 100 and just be in and out. He's going to make you work for it, honey. Work for it. So right there, that lets me know that when guys say, oh, I nut quick, I can't control it. BS. He can control it. He doesn't desire to control it because he just does not value you or his time with you. You know, and he's definitely not a high value man. Okay, so I think I've answered that part of the question, at least the majority of it. Now, you also said, apply for long-term relationships where raw sex is the case, and if they come or they climax fast, then they can go back for the second round. Okay, what you were saying is basically you have this perception that when it comes to good sex, that it's only reserved for people in relationships. Not true. Because most people in relationships step out of their relationship to get good sex. So that's definitely not true. Okay, here's another food for thought and an interesting way of looking at this concept. Okay, I think that you need to, or we all need to really change our perception of what we know or what we think relationships are. Because when you said relationship can be with a casual sex partner that you see on a regular basis. That is a relationship. It's a relationship, that an ongoing relationship. I have to say, you know, I have a couple relationships. I mean, I have one that I call my little weekend boyfriend. You know, like that song SZA, you know, the weekend. You know, I see him every, you know, without a doubt, every Saturday. And this is, well, it stopped for like about a good 8-9 months, but you know, it's been very consistent. That's a relationship. Now, it may not be the relationship of what we may come to know as a shacking up with someone, but let's be really honest here. Times are changing. Do you really want a nigga up under you 24/7? Telling you what you can do, who you're talking to. You know, I mean, some girls will like that, but some, you know, it's interesting because, like, I think that we really need to start really evaluating what we're asking for. Because you heard that saying about, like, be careful what you ask for because you just may get it. Oh, please take heed. Enjoy your freedom while you can. And same thing with a pet. You know, a lot of times we're very spontaneous. We see someone with a relationship and we want that relationship. And then we get that relationship, just like we get that new puppy. And then you realize all the responsibility that goes along with that new puppy, just like with a man, you know, dog, same thing. And you realize that, wait a minute, I was happier being a thought than I was in a committed relationship. I gotta wake up and look at this nigga every single day? Oh, hell no. Then you start devising a plan to, you know, get rid of him. Just start arguments over nothing. Stop leaving your fucking underwear on the fucking floor. I'm tired of being.
That ain't my underwear. Shit, got me fucked up, man.
Well, oh. Yeah, it's not your underwear. They're much bigger than your size.
Fuck? Bitch! You had another nigga up in your bitch?
If I tell you they're another nigga, will you move out? So I touched base on this in my last video, and I really want to go into depth about this is a big thing. Okay, size does not matter, and I'm going to tell you why size does not matter. It's taken me a long time to get to this point, because when I say that I was an unapologetic size queen, I digress. Okay. The reason why size does not matter, because size, a lot of times people equate big dick to good dick. They're not one and the same. Not even. They're never to be one and the same. Same thing with guys. If any guys are watching this, I think guys can really say this too. Every guy wants a girl with a big ass, a fat ass. You know, but that doesn't equate to good ass. You know, or sometimes, let's flip it. Sometimes good dick does not equate to a good person. You know, a fat ass doesn't equate to the fact that the person has the right head on her shoulders. I got but I am crazy as fuck. You know, I admit that. I stand in my craziness and I take pride in it. But you know, for any guy that wants to get this, he has to deal with this to a certain degree, you know. So it goes without saying. Very rarely, just think about it. Very rarely do you really get that great, amazing fireworks sex and that turns into a relationship. Because I think a lot of times we tend to think that that is what the basis of a great relationship should be. And it isn't. It isn't. Hey, if that was true, think about it. All the things that make you feel good, and if you had it in your life all the time, would it be really good for you? Like, let's say, hey, I'm just throwing this out there. Ecstasy, crystal meth, crack, or coke, that feels good. So I've heard. But do you think that people could have that all the time and still have a very functional type of... Hell no. You know, so I want you to take that theory with good dick. You know, if you had good dick in your life all the time, you know, you probably would not get a lot of things done. I can say for one that I myself, it's a double-edged sword. When I have had multiple orgasms with a guy in one session, I have to get the crucifix out, because that's what I call lethal dick. Meaning that this is going to be someone that's going to distract me and that's going to throw me off my game. I don't need that. You know, and I've said this in one of my previous videos. I can appreciate a fuckboy that has lethal dick, because the balance there is that, wait a minute, I would fuck with him on a regular basis, but then I would get thrown off my game, but then I can't fuck with him on a regular basis because he's gonna do some fuck shit eventually. He's a fuckboy. So it's kind of like it balances itself out. So I want people to really understand that, you know, good dick does not equal big dick. Big dick does not equal a good person, you know, or a sane person. Hey, either way you take it. Now, I think I want to get this really clear. Okay. I can clearly say this. Would I like to have a big dick guy that has inches and inches for days that can hit all my G-spots? Of course! Who wouldn't? Does it feel good? Does it feel amazing to have a guy with a big dick over a guy if given the chance of a guy with a average dick? It's subjective. It really is. But, you know, of course I'm not going to turn a guy with a big dick down. Okay, so let's get that straight. Same thing with guys. Most guys would love to have a girl with a fat ass, but I think a lot of guys can say this about girls the same way I can say this about guys. There's a lot of things that go along with having a guy with a big dick. For one thing, 9 times out of 10, if you are a girl that lives in an urban neighborhood, or you know, you have some Tatiana girlfriends, you know, 9 times out of 10, you're going to tell them about the guy with some good dick. And 9 times out of 10, sooner or later, they will sample voluntarily or involuntarily, because you've already put it out there. And you know, yeah, hey. Another thing too, guys with big dicks usually have what you call BDP, meaning big dick privilege, along with big dick energy. You know, I've talked about this previously before in some of my other videos where I've said that certain guys, they come off like they have big dick energy, and sometimes that big dick privilege it coincides, because when a guy has big dick energy, you can usually tell because he's cocky, but he's cocky in a way where he's coming from a sense of abundance. He has an abundant mindset, meaning that he pulls up, doesn't call you, doesn't text you to tell you that he's, you know, but he just pulls up and he knocks on your door, rude as fuck, unannounced, because he knows that you're probably not going to turn him down. Because guess what? Guys with big dicks, they like to breadcrumb, okay? Breadcrumb. They like to give you little pieces of it, you know. He may fuck you this, like, mid-part this month. You won't see that dick probably like until another 3-4 months or so. But when you do see it, you're gonna stop everything. Drop girlfriend, dates, everything. You could say that you came up sick or whatever, you know, to get with him if he has some good big dick. Okay. So that's one thing I really wanna say. And I'm not saying every guy with a big dick has that, but you know, let's just think guys with big dicks, and when they know they have a big dick and you've told them they have a big dick, that's another thing. Please, girls, you know, just like how the alpha male coaches tell their guys, I'm telling you girls, stop giving these men validation. You see he has a big dick, don't say shit to him. Don't, just play it nonchalant. And this is the best advice that someone gave me, because another girl gave me this. And I used to be so goo goo gaga when I would get a guy that has a big dick, because I'm like, oh my God, baby. Oh my God, baby, it's finally here. It's finally here. It's finally here. Look at this, baby. Ooh, America's great again. I just get dickmatized. Ooh, baby. Oh, I want to worship it. And oh my God. And you know, and it would come across so much. And guess what happened to me? I would get put on his, not his hot bitch list. Nope. Not his dime piece list. Nope. His I'll get to you when I get to you. Because you've already displayed and you validated that you like my dick. So I got you in the bag. But I'm gonna go hit off this other girl over here, your girlfriend, and see if I can get her in the bag. Hey, that's the truth. That is the truth. There's no other way to put it. No other way to put it. So I'm gonna wrap this up because I don't want to become long-winded, and this is the general idea I want you to get from this, okay? I think I answered like all parts of the question that you elaborated on. You basically said, I never experienced that with none of my honey, let me tell you something, Crystal. You can experience this with mostly any guy. He does not have to have a big dick. And I'm going to tell you why this is very important. Look for guys that has stamina and technique. A guy that has stamina and technique is going to be way more fulfilling than a big dick that just sits there, tells you to suck him, tells you to ride him, and then 5 minutes later, he done busted, and he's talking about, oh, it's because your pussy's so good. No, nigga, it's because you have no dick control. That's what it is. And then he makes up some elaborate lie about how he gotta go downstairs and get a cigarette or a Black and Miles. Nigga, if you need a scapegoat to get up out of here, you don't need to make up no excuses, honey. Honey, wherever you're going, you stay there. And then he never comes back. Now, I know some of you girls are going to be size queens no matter what. For most girls, it's going to have to take them being in an experience where there's no other options available. And I want people to understand this full-heartedly. I'm not saying that big dicks are bad. I'm not saying that girls with fat asses are all crazy. No, all I'm saying is that there's more to life than just narrowing yourself into that one bracket. Oh, I gotta have a big dick. I gotta have a big dick. Because I'm gonna tell you something, and I've said this many times before, honey, if you are a big dick queen, you better, the way that things are moving now, you better get used to like coming up with a coin, honey, because child, the non-binary, the white cross-dressers, they like big dick too, big BBC. And honey, from what I hear and what I have seen with my very own eyes is that they will pay to get that BBC. So, when it comes down to it, if Daquan wants to come and roll up and smoke out with you with his big 10 inches, you know, he may do that because you're cute and everything, but guess what?
Samantha over here, you know, she's a 66-year-old white male cross-dresser at night, and she wants some BBC too, and she's gonna pay for the Uber round trip, and she's gonna give him $100 stipend. Yeah, and some drugs too.
Who do you think he's going to go with? Hey, there's other options out there. Just explore all your options and be safe. Also, please, people, let's keep this conversation going. I'm interested to hear any feedback on this. I'm interested to hear if you guys have any suggestions for any other titles that you would like for me to talk about. I actually have a couple of videos that I've had sitting aside that I have just not released yet because I've been working so much. Also, if you're in the state of California, vote yes on Proposition 22. Please. Yes. Please. Vote, period. You know, I don't understand some of you bitches, honey. You will be the very first to yell and scream, I didn't get my stimulus check. Asking the same bitches, oh, so did you register to vote, girl? Oh, I think I missed the deadline. Oh, well. You bitches, honey, it's bitches like you that if you motherfuckers let this orange man get back into office because of your negligence, honey, everything that happens because of your negligence, like more rights being taken away from us, it's gonna be your fault. Your fault, because you were in a position to make a change and you sat on your fat ass and you talked about how you forgot to register, but you didn't forget that goddamn stimulus check, did you? As always, the saying is like, subscribe, share, and this week, vote.